Rockies transition to the prairies. So smack in the middle of that are our foothills, and they are what they're called. They're very large hills, but the terrain can vary and the height can vary as well. So that really makes the precipitation evolve. The west side of Calgary is firmly in the foothills. It's really hilly, but the east side is quite flat. So often what you see is heavy snow on the west end of the city and then rain on the east. And that's certainly what we'll set up for today. You can see that kind of transition from snow to rain right across southern Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and even into Ontario as well. For Atlantic Canada, you've got rain of your own sweeping its way through our Maritimes. We'll see the greatest chance of clearing in New Brunswick and then more precipitation for Newfoundland and Labrador. Now, speaking of that moisture, it has prompted dense fog this morning throughout portions of the Golden Horseshoe. The visibility as I'm looking outside our studios in Toronto is okay, but as you are getting into cooler areas down by the lakeshore, for example, those dense fog patches persist. It's also present farther north as well through central and northern Ontario. Now, over the next couple of days, here's what will happen. In the south, we've got considerable clearing in the lower Great Lakes, so get ready to enjoy the sun from Windsor up through Hamilton, Niagara, and Toronto if the fog dissipates. If the fog holds, it's obviously going to be a very different day. Farther north, we'll see continued rainfall through Timmins area east of Val-d'Or. Thunder Bay up towards Red Lake, you have precipitation again tonight. You get a break early tomorrow morning. There is more on the way. Thursday starts off really cloudy across both provinces with rain through the eastern townships up toward Quebec City. The afternoon, clearing in the lower Great Lakes. Rain starts to move into the northwest. That's indicative of our next big weather system, Friday. Friday, that will move in central and northern Ontario. The south is drier. By Friday night, that rain spreads its way right across both provinces. And Saturday is set to be a rainier day on and off through both provinces. Now, all of this is making its way toward Atlantic Canada. We'll talk about that in the next couple of days. For now, here's a look at what you can expect this afternoon. Morning as we see what's called upsloping happening as this moisture is pushing back up against the Rockies, and through tonight and into Thursday, that snow really begins to intensify, particularly for southwest Alberta. You're seeing those heaviest snowfall totals accumulate later on this evening. Now, in terms of temperatures this morning, single digits for southern Canada, Prince George sitting at -4. Later on today, quite a warm day ahead for cities like Toronto, Ottawa, and Montreal. You see that? 17 degrees for the city of Toronto with a lot of sunshine later on. This morning, it's a little foggy. We've got a lot of moisture in the area that is being driven in by this incoming weather system that's pulling up that very moist air from the Gulf of Mexico. So with it, obviously coming that rise in temperatures, but all of this moisture advection meaning just bringing it in, is going to be present for your morning. So northwest Ontario waking up to heavier rain through Thunder Bay, westward in through southern Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and then that's what flips over to snow in Alberta. But on the eastern edge of that, this southwesterly flow pulling in that very damp air. And so we do have dense fog advisories right around the Golden Horseshoe. Visibility is pretty well zero this morning for many areas, particularly outside of urban communities. If you're commuting in from a smaller area, a rural community, for example, your visibility will be near zero this morning. It does improve slightly as you get within a city center, just due to the fact that we see that urban heat island effect. So it's a little bit warmer within the city, allowing that moisture to dissipate out. Now, this fog is also present through central and northeastern Ontario. This will remain in effect until the air temperature warms up. Warmer air can just hold more moisture than colder air, and that's why we see that fog develop overnight and into the early morning hours. But as people like to say, burn off later on in the day as that moisture dissipates out. Now, that'll be the story this morning. Timmins, you're into rain for the afternoon, that rain that's coming up through the Great Lakes. But the south will see lots of sunshine, variable clouds up towards Peterborough, Ottawa, Montreal, Toronto down towards Windsor, a very clear day ahead. Now, Thursday, we're going to kick off the day with rain and thunderstorms from Montreal up towards Quebec City, including those eastern townships. The rest of the region, fairly cloudy. The afternoon, very sunny, warm day in the south, cloudier in the north, but dry. We get into precipitation once again by Friday morning. This is going to be our next big weather maker as we see rain and thunderstorms tracking across both provinces. It takes its time. It's a slow build. So for the lower Great Lakes, it's into Saturday before that arrives. Eastern Ontario, southern Quebec, it's more like Sunday before you're really talking any sort of measurable precipitation, but certainly unsettled as we head into the weekend. Now, that snow right there, that's what's causing all the trouble in Alberta. We're going to talk more about that coming up in the next half hour, plus take you through Atlantic Canada. For now, here's a look at what you can expect today.